When we think about Marvel's greatest villains, the first names that come to mind are almost always the same: Thanos, Loki, Ultron, Galactus, or Magneto. But the truth is, Marvel Comics has an incredibly rich rogues gallery, filled with powerful characters, deep backstories, striking origins, and even philosophical themes. Today, we're diving into the darker side of Marvel to present a top 10 list of the most underrated villains. Get ready, because you're about to meet enemies who could be just as iconic as any other, but are often overlooked by the general audience. Baron Mordo. Baron Mordo might be one of the most underappreciated villains in the Marvel Universe. Karl Amadeus Mordo was born in Transylvania and trained under the Ancient One, the same mentor who taught Stephen Strange. But unlike Doctor Strange, Mordo was consumed by envy and a hunger for power. In the comics, he became one of the Sorcerer Supreme's greatest enemies, mastering dark magic, summoning cosmic entities, and casting spells capable of warping reality. In many storylines, Mordo isn't just a rival. He's someone willing to risk entire worlds for more power. Even so, when most people think of Marvel's mystical villains, they remember Dormammu, Mephisto, or even Chuma-Gorath. Mordo, who should rank among the most feared, often stays in the background. In the comics, he has tried many times to defeat Strange, not only through direct combat, but also through psychological manipulation. In some arcs, he even teams up with other Doctor Strange villains to break the hero from the inside out. If the movies fully explored his potential, Mordo could be more than just a rival. He could be a central villain capable of carrying a major MCU storyline. Graviton Franklin Hall, also known as Graviton, is one of Marvel's most powerful yet overlooked villains. After an accident involving subatomic particle research, he gained complete control over gravity, one of the fundamental forces of the universe. He can crush enemies by increasing gravity in a specific area, levitate entire cities, create gravitational fields that warp the space around them, and even float through space effortlessly. Despite having powers on a cosmic scale, Graviton rarely appears in major Marvel storylines. When he does show up, he's often defeated quickly, treated like a villain of the week. In one notable story, he lifted an entire island into the sky, putting thousands of lives at risk just to prove his power. On another occasion, he faced nearly the full Avengers roster on his own, showing he could be a top-tier threat. It's surprising that a character with such massive power is still so little known by the general audience, when he should be considered one of Marvel's most dangerous villains. Mr. Sinister. Among villains connected to the mutant side of Marvel, Mr. Sinister may be one of the most intriguing for audiences. Nathaniel Essex was a geneticist obsessed with human evolution. After coming into contact with Apocalypse, he gained powers that made him virtually immortal and superhuman. His greatest weapon, however, is science. Sinister is a master of cloning, genetic manipulation, and experiments that push ethical boundaries. He has created alternate versions of mutants, clones of Jean Grey, and even manipulated entire bloodlines in search of the perfect race. In many X-Men stories, Sinister is the true mastermind behind major tragedies. He's cold, strategic, and thinks in plans that span decades. Even so, he's never received the same spotlight as villains like Magneto or Apocalypse. He's often treated as a secondary threat, despite having everything needed to be the main antagonist of a major mutant saga. Abomination. When it comes to the Hulk, many people first think of General Ross or an out-of-control Banner, but Abomination deserves far more recognition. Emil Blonsky was a spy who was exposed to a dose of gamma radiation even greater than Bruce Banner's. The result was a transformation into a creature even stronger and more durable than the Hulk. The key difference is that, unlike Banner, Blonsky kept his intelligence, which makes him more dangerous. He can plan, analyze, and use his brute strength strategically. In several Marvel Comics storylines, Abomination has defeated the Hulk in direct combat, proving his threat level. He represents what happens when gamma power falls into the wrong hands. Despite this potential, Marvel rarely places him at the center of stories. He could easily lead a major Hulk saga, yet he often appears only as a supporting villain. The Controller among Iron Man's classic enemies. few are as underrated as the Controller. Basil Sandhurst was a brilliant scientist obsessed with control. After a lab accident, he developed psionic discs capable of taking over other people's minds. The more people he controls, the stronger he becomes physically. In theory, if he controlled an entire city, he could be nearly unstoppable. Imagine facing an enemy who can turn your own allies against you with a simple disc attached to their forehead. Even with such a strong concept, the Controller rarely shows up in major Marvel Comics storylines. He's largely forgotten despite having the potential to be one of the most terrifying villains in the tech-driven corner of the Marvel Universe. Molecule Man. Molecule Man may be the most extreme example of an underrated Marvel villain. Owen Reese has the ability to manipulate molecules on a nearly unlimited scale. This allows him to alter matter, transform elements, rebuild structures, and even affect energy on a cosmic level. In events like Secret Wars, he has shown enough power to rival top-tier cosmic entities like the Beyonder. However, because he's often portrayed as emotionally unstable and insecure, he has frequently been treated as a secondary character or even played for humor. It's surprising that someone with the power to reshape reality is so rarely remembered by the general audience. If Marvel fully explored Owen's potential, he could rank among the most dangerous antagonists in all of fiction. High Evolutionary Herbert Wyndham, known as the High Evolutionary, is one of the most complex villains Marvel has ever created. He doesn't just seek power or destruction, his goal is to achieve perfect evolution. He started as a scientist obsessed with genetics and eventually developed near godlike abilities. He created the New Men, human-animal hybrids, and began interfering in the evolution of entire species. What makes him especially interesting is that he doesn't see himself as a villain. In his mind, he's a visionary pursuing a higher purpose, but in the name of that vision, he has made extreme decisions without regard for the consequences. This duality between scientist and tyrant makes him a fascinating character, yet he rarely gets the spotlight he deserves in major storylines. Blackheart, the son of Mephisto, was born from the accumulation of negative energy and evil on Earth. He has one of the most striking designs in Marvel, with a spiked body and a presence tied to darkness. His powers include dark energy manipulation, superhuman strength, telepathy, and the ability to influence the darker side of human hearts. Blackheart has battled Ghost Rider, Doctor Strange, Daredevil, and even the Avengers. Despite this resume, he often appears as a secondary antagonist. When audiences think of Marvel's supernatural threats, they remember Mephisto, but rarely Blackheart. In reality, he has the potential to carry an entire storyline, especially in darker, more supernatural-focused Marvel stories. Mangog. If there's a villain who represents hatred in its purest form, it's Mangog. He was born from the rage of billions of beings defeated by Odin and became the embodiment of vengeance against Asgard. His strength is practically limitless. Mangog has fought Thor, Odin, and even entire Asgardian armies, always appearing as an epic-level threat. In one of his most memorable stories, he nearly triggered Ragnarok, showing that his fury has no limits. Even so, he's rarely remembered by the general audience. Loki and Hela are usually named as Thor's main villains, while Mangog, who can be even more dangerous, often gets overlooked. Scorpion was created with one clear goal: to be superior to Spider-Man in multiple ways. Mac Gargan was turned into a living weapon through experiments funded by J. Jonah Jameson. He gained enhanced strength, agility, and durability, along with a cybernetic tail equipped with weapons, making him a high-level physical threat. The idea was simple: create the perfect anti-Spider-Man. Even so, Gargan never reached the same level of fame as enemies like the Green Goblin or Venom. For a time, he even bonded with the Venom symbiote, which made him even more dangerous. Despite that, he often ends up in the role of a secondary villain. It's ironic that someone designed to be the ultimate rival to Spider-Man became one of the most forgotten members of his rogues gallery. So, what did you think of this list? Do you think characters like Graviton, Blackheart, Mangog, or Scorpion will ever get the recognition they deserve? Marvel has such a rich lineup of villains that many end up outside the spotlight, but it may just be a matter of time before some of these names shine in comics or on screen. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates. And check out our video on Marvel's most underrated heroes. You might be surprised by some of the picks. Thanks for watching all the way through. See you in the next video.